It doesn't start with a choice. It starts with a feeling. That sinking, quiet ache in your chest when someone you love turns cold. You don't remember when it began. Only that somewhere between childhood and now, you learned that peace had a price tag. That love had conditions. That your worth depended on how easy you were to love. Maybe it was the look your father gave you when you spoke out of turn. Maybe it was your mother's silence when you disappointed her. You didn't know the rules, only the consequences. So you learned to smile through the sting. You learned to fix instead of feel. You promised yourself, never again. That's where people-pleasing begins. Not from kindness. Not from generosity. But from survival. Because when your safety, your belonging, your worth depend on how happy you can keep everyone else, you start to believe that harmony is your responsibility. You start scanning rooms like a radar, reading every sigh, every shift in tone, every hint of disappointment. Because that's how you stayed safe as a child. You think your job is to fix the mood, to fill the silence, to make everything okay, even when it's not. But here's the truth no one tells you. People-pleasing doesn't come from niceness. It comes from fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of disapproval. Fear that if you stop performing, no one will stay. You smile when you're angry. You apologize for existing. You say it's fine when it's not. Because deep down your nervous system still believes love can disappear in a single frown. See, people-pleasing isn't a flaw. It's a coping mechanism that outlived its environment. A brilliant child's way of surviving chaos. But now, that same strategy is suffocating you. Your body still reacts like you'll be punished if someone's upset. Your chest tightens, your stomach twists. And before you can stop yourself, you say yes, when you mean no. That's not weakness. That's conditioning. You were raised in a world where being good meant being quiet. Where love meant earning approval. Where peace meant suppressing yourself. But you're not that child anymore. You don't have to keep performing to be safe. Because here's the secret. You never had to earn love in the first place. When you stop performing, when you finally let people see who you are, something incredible happens. You realize love isn't something you win. It's something you build with honesty, respect, and truth. Yes, it's terrifying. Authenticity always is. It feels like walking into a storm without an umbrella. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to be real anyway. Every time you say no and survive, you teach your body that you're safe. Every time you speak your truth and someone stays, you rewrite your definition of love. Healing isn't about killing your kindness. It's about freeing it from fear. True kindness doesn't mean keeping peace at your expense. It means showing up fully, even if it shakes the room. But healing comes with grief. You grieve the love you never really got. You grieve the version of you that carried every relationship alone. You grieve the childhood where peace had to be earned. Because to stop people-pleasing is to admit a painful truth. You were trained to believe your needs were a burden. But they're not. They're proof you're human. So when you feel that old guilt rising, when you want to explain, to soften, to apologize, pause. Take a breath. And ask yourself, am I doing this out of love or out of fear? That single question can change your life. You'll lose some people along the way. Those who only loved the version of you that kept them comfortable. But the ones who stay, they'll love you for real. For your truth, not your performance. Because love born from compliance isn't love. It's control in disguise. You weren't born to be agreeable. You were born to be whole. To take up space. To speak your truth. To exist without shrinking. And when you do, when you finally stop betraying yourself to be loved, you discover something miraculous. The peace you were always trying to create outside of you was waiting inside you all along. So when you feel that urge to fix, to please, to smooth everything over, pause. Breathe. Ask your truth what it needs. Then listen. Because your worth was never measured by how well you keep the peace. It's measured by how much truth you can hold inside yourself. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Because love, real love, doesn't ask you to disappear. It invites you to come home. To yourself.